Hey, I'm live. Hey, everybody, this is Lena, and you're watching me and my shadow. And right now, Shadow's not too happy with me. I'm in this really nice home, and I really don't want Shadow to get on the furniture and to scratch it or anything. So he's kind of learning that he needs to have his alone time, and I need mine because, well, it's not that I don't want him around. It's just, I mean, I'm in a nice place. I mean, if you guys were to see it, you'd be like, how'd you get there? But it's a long story. It's a long story. And I'm willing to share it, with you guys. But I just I've just been through so much lately. There's been so much going on that I like barely pulled in like last night at like I think it was like 9. Is it like 9 o'clock? Something like that. So I had been driving ever since um where did I stay? Yes, I went to the concert that I was telling you guys about in Flagstaff, Arizona, and I stayed there for like one night and went to the concert, the event. It was an awesome concert, let me just say. But before that, I wanted to backtrack and to get into how I found this place because it's obviously a home, right? It's obviously furnished, it's obviously beautiful, and it is a gorgeous home. It's an amazing blessing, actually. And without disclosing the location, I mean, I'll give you the town eventually, but without disclosing the actual like address and everything, right? And the person, their name and everything. Um, it goes back to when I was walking, okay, down the street in Silver City with 3 Walmart shopping bags. And I don't know if you guys recall me telling the story how this woman just friended me by, like, and unbeknownst to me, she drives by as I'm walking down the street, right? I had already been walking like for, I guess it must have been 2.5 miles, and I had 2.5 more miles to go. And that was when Em and I were still on friendly terms and we were still like dining together and stuff like that. So we went to eat at the Adobe Springs Cafe, and we had recently, broken up and stuff. So I wanted just to go walking around by myself, So that's what I did. I ended up walking all the way 2.5 miles from Adobe Springs all the way to Walmart up the hill. So I go to Walmart, I pick stuff up, and then my friend, well, let me get into this later. Um, I walk back. I've got too much, like I got heavy fruit. I mean, I got bananas, I got avocados, I think I even got a melon or something, not a whole big one, but one of those smaller ones. So there I was walking back, and I got tired, literally. I mean, I got tired because, I mean, it wasn't windy, it wasn't cold, it wasn't hot. It was fine. I was just like, I just overwhelmed myself. I did too much. So, what? I got 6 people watching. I'm so glad you guys are watching. Thank you for watching. Um, hold on a second. So anyway, I was just thinking to myself, okay, I'm gonna have to walk all the way back because I don't want to call M. We're on broken up terms. And, you know, so I just was dealing with it and doing my thing. And so I was like, oh my gosh, these bags are so heavy. You know, I mean, it's a big Walmart bag. You know, imagine I got a bag here, you know, and I'll back up a little bit. And say, I got this bag, you know, around my arm. I have another bag and another bag. My shoulders are tired, you know. I'm like wiped out. And I like go to set my bag down, right? Oh, just to get some relief. So out of the blue, I look off to my left and there's this black SUV that's like stopped in the middle of Silver Heights Boulevard in downtown Silver City area. And I'm like, I look at the car and I'm like, I wonder what's that stopped there for? So this window goes down and this woman yells out, says, do you need any help? And I was like, yeah, sure. She goes, well, come on. Let me help you. Just bring your things and cross the street. So I carried this off, slugged it around. Oh my gosh, she was a godsend. She was a godsend. I mean, seriously, like I would never have imagined that someone would stop for me, you know? So she takes me home. She asked me, so where do you need to go? And I go, oh, I need to get home. I live over by La Capilla. You know, that's like kind of like a place that's like a landmark in Silver City. And she's like, oh, really? Okay. So just let me know exactly where you live. And I was like, all right. So she takes me there and she drops me off. And I go, before I leave, can I please get your phone number? And she's like, oh, sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. Perhaps we'll meet again, you know? And she's like, oh yeah, I would love to. So lo and behold, she's like, left me her phone number. I text her that evening and I say, thank you so much. And my friend's name is Rebecca. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for helping me. And, you know, I just wanted to repay you by, you know, inviting you out to have breakfast or lunch or dinner, you know, at wherever place you want to here in Silver City. My treat. I'm sorry, puppy. I'm sorry. So it's like, you know, she was just like responding back and she's like, oh, I get really busy because I'm a mommy of two, but I would love to meet with you. What time works out? And I was like, oh yeah, we can meet up. And she's like, oh, it sounds like morning works out really well for me. So how about this date, you know? And I happened to be kind of like, I had like breakfast with my friend Rebecca, and then I had lunch with my friend Jennifer at a Mexican restaurant. So that day I was like really busy chatting and, you know, just having a good time with my friends. So I get there and I talk to Rebecca and we have a meal. We have a breakfast burrito. I think it was at Nancy's Silver City Cafe, and it's on me. And she's, you know, I start telling her about my story. I didn't tell her anything about being trans or the whole trans connection or anything, but I told her that I was, you know, divorcing and in the process and blah, 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 blah. Next thing I know, she's like, oh, you're just, you know, you're on my heart. And I really want to, you know, I really think we could be good friends. And, you know, she's like, she talked about God, and come to find out she's a Christian. Come to find out she's not just a Christian, but she's the same denomination that I grew up. So she knew the same people. It was funny. So anyway, I'm like totally psyched, because this person is just such a beautiful soul. So she ends up inviting me a few days later to a Walmart with her two little kids, her young son who's 4 and her young daughter who's 2. And I thoroughly enjoyed that because, there was a kid thing, and, they wanted the toy in the aisle, and, the little girl was all sad because she got bubbles and she couldn't open it. And mommy's like, oh, you can't open that. It's bubbles. What are you going to do with it in the store? And then she's like, oh, crying and stuff. And then she stops crying because mom gets her something like this purple, bright, shiny thing with sequins on it, and then she stops crying like that, That's how kids are, right? So it was really cool to see, this interaction going on. And she invited me to go see her house that she was building with her husband, and that they had relocated and moved from a beautiful area in the country. And I was like, wow. So, and then we started talking, and then I got into the trans thing, and I talked about that. And I talked about, the difficulties, and, she was like very receptive and open and stuff. And then she was just like, yeah. And then God just laid it on my heart, after I went to a conference to just leave the area where I was living, because I had everything there. It was a beautiful house, in a beautiful area. And God just, put it on my heart to move back to Silver City. That's where she and her husband were originally from. And so she moves back, and then she's part of this church that's just like, they got a new pastor, and they just, renovated things, and they modernized and updated the old sign. And I was like, so you go to Harvest Fellowship Church? She goes, yeah, that's where I go. My parents actually, I think it was my parents, they were a part of that church. My dad helped design the building, and it was actually a designing like a store, like a merchandise store. It's called Maxwell's. And she's like, it's funny because he had this vision that the church would someday be that the store would someday become a church, and that there would be people lining around the block to get inside. And I was like, it's funny because I used to go to the gym right next to that church, and I saw their old sign. It was like from 1968, and it looked like, that typical Assembly of God, I don't know. For those of you who know about that stuff, it looked very much stereotypical, of the old 70s kind of look. And it had the sign with the marquee and the LED, thing, and the old 70s font, Maranatha, praise music. If you guys understand what I'm talking about, you would know, right? So I recently found out within the last year that the church had changed pastors, because that was a place that I was interested in taking M. If we ever wanted to connect with God again or something, right? So I was like, they have a new pastor. Okay. All right. That's cool. So then, they were just like, it was just one thing after another, after another, after another. And it just led to developing this friendship, this relationship with this woman who has children and a husband, and we were just friends, and when it came time for me to buy my car, I had no way to get it. So my friend from Washington, ESC, she recommended that I ask my friend, because I was going to do something crazy. I was going to take my mountain bike and I was going to go ride all the way from Silver City to Lordsburg, all the way out to Bowie, Arizona. It was like going to be a 90-mile ride or something. And I had already gotten a hotel in Lordsburg. I was just going to ride my bike halfway. And, you know, because where there's a will, there's a way. But since I was not socialized as a woman, I am very independent. And I feel like I have to just do things, you know, for myself. My dad always raised me and said, you know, don't let anyone ever, don't ever depend on anyone for anything. You know, do it yourself. You have the ability to do these things on your own. So, of course, my lovely friend at ESC, she says, let me give you a little example of what you can do. You can ask your friend, and I go, oh my gosh, oh no, I can't do that. That's just, I'd be imposing, you know. And it's like, okay, well, if she can't do it, then she's going to feel bad. And the secret is you don't want to make her feel bad. So you have to invite her out to have coffee or something, just to let her know that it's okay and that, you know, you already had a plan. And, you know, but it worked out that my friend Rebecca was like, I would love to take you. It would be so great. We could just chat and talk and stuff. And I was like, awesome. Wow. So it works. Okay. So she takes me to Bowie. I pick up my Hyundai Accent and I drive off to Tucson, and she drives back to Silver City. And we're just like having a friendship develop, really. She's becoming like a lifelong friend. You know, there's some people that are in your life and then out of it, and then those that are there and they're there through the long haul for everything. And one of the things that she told me that really blessed me, that really spoke to me, was she said, you know, Lena, I'm not really, you know, back 5 years ago, I would have been like, oh my God, I got to pray for my friend Lena. She's going to hell because she's transgender. Oh my God. You know, what are we going to do? Honey, let's pray for her or whatever. And no, she said, Lena, I really see the light of Christ in you. So I cannot judge you, and I don't judge anybody for the decisions that they made in their life. You know, those decisions are, a lot of them are out of pain, a lot of them out of traumas, a lot of them out of, you know, just, we live in a broken world and we live in this broken state. And, you know, M is right to a certain degree with regards to traumas and abuses and things that take place in our lives, you know, that really hurt us, you know. And I'm not going to blame everything on that, you know, I'm not, but I know that there's part of that. I do. And I do believe that a lot of trans people do deal, and not all, but just a particular group or segment of the transgender community deal with traumas and things like that. So she just was so unbelievably, like, should I say, honest and sincere. And it was like she was just so loving towards me, you know, whereas my own mother wouldn't let me spend a night in a driveway of her house. To cut to the whole story here, my friend Rebecca is letting me stay in her beautiful home here in Park City, Utah. I am beyond blessed. You know, she has a beautiful home, and I'm sitting in it right now with full Wi-Fi, with the most massive kitchen you have ever seen, with not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 bedrooms, a hot tub on the deck, a steam shower. I can't say enough how incredible. You know, the verse that comes to my mind is the verse that says, for God causes, I'm trying to remember. I'm going to look it up because it's worth telling you about, guys, about over and abundant, over and above all that we can ask. Oh, above and beyond, above. I'm trying to find the verse, but okay, it's Ephesians 3:20, and Paul writes in Ephesians, speaking to the people of Ephesus, he says, there's so many versions of this. I'm gonna do the Message version if I can find it. Oh, puppy, it's okay. Now, all glory to God. And this is a New Living Translation. Now, all glory to God, who is able through his mighty power at work within us to accomplish infinitely more than we can ask or think. I mean, buddy, I don't think that you are being very nice, and I don't want you to mess up this house. If you want to, you can, but I don't want you to mess up the house. Don't scratch the chairs. That's why I moved you. She's got these beautiful fabric chairs. She's got these beautiful fabric chairs, and I just don't want them scratched. Mm-hmm. So, hi, Amanda. I'm so happy for you. Thank you. And Soda Water, pure friendship is amazing. I know you'll pay it forward to someone else in the future. Oh, definitely. This makes me very, very appreciative and very grateful, you know, for the blessings that people bestow, you know. And so I was just really blown away, you know, and it's just been an amazing blessing to, first of all, have my dog, which is nonstop love, you know, although he needs to potty train, but nonstop love. And hello, he's just like, oh my gosh, I've missed you. He's been in solitary for like 45 minutes to an hour. And it's not solitary, it's the mud room. So he goes down the stairs. I mean, this house is massive. Go down the stairs and into this area called the mud room, because every home, you know, in the Park City area, since it's close to the largest North American ski resort or something, you know. So anyway, I was just blown away. And she invited me to church, and I went to church with her 4 times. I would have gone the 5th time today, but I'm here. And I miss her. I do. I miss her. Out of all the people I miss her the most. Please don't bite. No biting. No biting. So I miss her the most. But last week, she took me out to have lunch. Talk about an angel, right? Talk about an angel. So over lunch, she's like, Lena, can I ask you a question? what are your plans? And I said, well, I have a friend who wants me to go out to Oregon and spend some time recovering. And she goes, are you going to be alone? And I said, no. She goes, can I ask you if you would mind? And I was like, what? She goes, well, you know, I have my home in Park City. And, you know, when God moved on my heart, I went to a Bethel conference in Redding, California. And I just knew that I had to do something different, you know, that God was doing something in my life and in the life of my family. And it was making me have to want to move back to Silver City. And she goes, Lena, can I ask you, would you mind coming over and just getting some R&R here and relaxing? Can you not bite? No biting. And it was like, wow. I said, are you kidding me? She goes, well, God hasn't really released us from that house for a reason. So I was like, I'm not believing what I'm hearing, but you're literally asking me to come to your house in a resort town with my puppy and relax here and unwind? She's like, yeah, do you mind coming? And I was like, oh my gosh, you're pulling my leg. She goes, no, I'm not. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. And I was like, okay. She goes, well, you just let me know when you want to come. And then I told her, I said, by Saturday. You know, a few days later, I told her, by Saturday, I want to come. And here I am. Now, I don't know how long I'm going to be here because it's obviously not a permanent situation. But I don't know if I'll find some place if I like Park City, if it's expensive or not affordable enough to, please, can you not? I really don't want to get bit. So I was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This woman is an angel. Her and her husband are angels, you know. So I packed up all my things and here I am. I'm just blown away. So I told her, you know, whatever you need, if you need me to help defray the costs of cleaning this home, or if you want me to, you know, do some lawn work or make sure that things are kept up outside. I mean, whatever you need, I'm here. And she's like, oh, thank you so much, Lena, because, you know, during the winter, this place is, you know, busy and, you know, there's people renting it because it's on Airbnb. You know, people are renting it. It's like a ski lodge, basically. You know, it's full-size kitchen, beautiful appliances, nice TV, massive couch back there, bunk beds, bedrooms. I mean, gosh, I just can't imagine what to say. What are you doing? I don't want you up on the furniture. It's like, so I was just like, wow, this is unbelievable. This isn't happening. This isn't happening. This is not happening. You know, he's just, okay, sir. Oh, come here. Oh. You're not listening. It's not working. I mean, at the house, when I was living there, it worked, you know, but with with the puppy, not knowing how to potty train yet, I just don't want to risk getting him scratching furniture and stuff. So, can I ask you how long she's allowing you to stay there? Well, it's kind of like a work in progress. So we're not quite sure exactly, what the time frame is. If they get like a summer renter or something like that, then obviously I'll have to go somewhere else. But, I have other places that I can go. I was already planning on going to visit friends and stuff. So I'm not really set, I'm not really set. But I mean, I'm just like, just very, very excited, to be able to have this opportunity. And I'm not sure. I'm really not. I think I'm just going to use this time as a time of reflection and a time of training the dog how to pee and potty, as a time of being able to just enjoy the area and have a good time, just getting to know myself again, because I don't mean any disrespect to the person I was with, but that person really restricted me from being able to express and be me. They were constantly, demanding me to be a certain way or whatever. And I just, I lost sense of who I was. And when a trans person loses sense of who they are, you got issues, right? There's problems there. But I was just really, so now I'm here. Got a lot of unpacking to do. I've got a lot of unpacking to do. And trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. Puppy, stop. Goodness. Stop. Stop, pup. No. You're going to make me. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, so it's like he's begging at the steps, so I had to pull the gate down a little further so that he wouldn't be so loud. But hi, Susan. Oh, Blue Bottle Bunny. Yeah, hi. What? This is a blessing. Maybe she'll keep you around to help with the house, and when the renters leave, she'll want you to stay and clean up. Yeah, maybe. Who knows, right? It could turn into something. You never know. But I'm just, I'm just grateful for just this opportunity, whether it be for, 2 weeks or 2 months, it's up to God. It's in God's hands. If he wants me to stay and stuff, I can easily just pack my things up again and get in my car and drive off to a different place. And I hope Emma's doing okay. I've been so busy, so I've not been able to keep up on your journal. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how Emma's doing. Honestly, I try to stay out of what they're doing and saying, and how they're, living their life. I know you were a great dad, but because you're a good puppy mama, babies have challenges. Yeah. Well, the challenge, when I was living in the house in Silver City, it wasn't that big of a deal because I knew that there was time that I needed to like give to the puppy so that he could learn how to potty and do his thing. And I bought the puppy pads like people asked me to, but now I guess I have to get the spray or something to spray on it because he does everything but use the puppy pad. It's like this morning he urinated, and it was like, oh, not on the puppy pad. Where else are going to do it? And it's too cold right now. There's still snow on the ground here. Like always, wishing you and your ex a very happy life. You look so much better. I'm happy for you being who you really are, a woman. What happened with the kittens? Oh, the kittens. The kittens were not a good thing. After Mark ended up coming back to, he got injured at Walmart, and he ended up coming back home and interacting, on a daily basis, was like, oh no. He just knocked over the thing. No. Not today. Absolutely not. So typically we have been inseparable, Shadow and I have, but given the location, I just can't let him chew on stuff. Like, look at this chair, right? I don't know if you guys, this chair, is like fabric and stuff, and I don't want him chewing on it. Literally, I don't want him chewing on furniture that doesn't belong to me, and I'm like been given a responsibility to make sure that it stays good, so I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to figure something out. We'll go to puppy obedience school. We're gonna have to do some massive puppy training, and I'm gonna have to dig into Cesar Millan on the TV over there and watch YouTube videos, but because the fact is that the dog needs to learn, and now that I'm in a controlled environment, now I can learn and, take my time. But the cats, when getting back to the cats, when Mark came back from Walmart, just the dynamic of the house changed, like before my cats were, like hanging out with me and, and they were just like, not really obtrusive or anything. And then when we got back to just, him being at home all the time, it was like a totally different dynamic, and the cats just weren't working right. And they were very needy cats, because they hadn't been weaned from their mama very well. So the one male cat just kept on sucking and sucking and sucking. And it just got to the point where it was like, I can't do cats. I mean, 2 kittens. Can you take them back? You know, so we gave them back to the owners and stuff. The people that actually found them there, we found out that they were actually barn cats and that the mama had left them under a pile of sticks and that they were, you know, part of a pack of a bunch of barn cats, you know, in the area. So the 2 women that gave them to us, they weren't too thrilled that we weren't, you know, that we didn't keep them, but they understood. Oh, I don't know. Went to lunch. I don't know. Exercise the key for the dog. Maybe a dog park, then train him. And that's the thing for the puppy, with parvo being so bad. And again, the weather, it's still, well, let me show you. I don't know if this will be too bright, but okay, so I'm gonna bring the brightness down. Ta-da. Did I get it? Oh, see? See, it's still winter here, sort of. So it's not ideal for a dog park, you know, but eventually I would definitely, I'll definitely do that. And as the weather gets better, we'll go walking. I love walking my dog. You know, I guess there's a leash law here, so every dog has to walk on a leash. So I'll walk them on a leash or carry them and then let them walk and stuff and things like that, because, you know, dachshunds have shorter legs, and having shorter legs, they're definitely going to be more challenged when it comes to walking long distances, and they get more tired easier. So I've got my little purse pouch thingy over here. This little, and I had never even thought that this was what it was going to be for. I just bought it because I thought it was cute. But I just stick them in there. And yesterday we went out to a restaurant. I'm going to show you guys. This is funny. See if I can find it. We stopped in Moab, Utah, and let me see. I took so many pictures yesterday too. It was just such a spectacular drive, amazing drive. So halfway on my drive was the town of Moab, Utah, and we ended up having pizza and what else? A salad and soup. I mean, it was so good. Okay, so I'm going to share. And so there's the pizza. Yum. Right? Isn't that good stuff? A place called Zach's. So that was the upstairs area. They had more choices of pizza downstairs. Whoops. And there's my salad. And that's the patio area. And let's see, what did I say here?
Hey guys, this is Lena, and you are watching Shadow
You and my shadow. Shadow. What's up, Shadow? Shadow's having some pizza. I get pizza. He gets the meat. Works out for vegans. So what do you want, Shadow? Some sausage? You're a happy pup, aren't you? And if he's thirsty, just get some water. Some water? Shadow. He's disappeared. Shadow. Shadow. Want some water? Water? Oh, yeah. Bacon infused water for Shadow. Dog's life, you gotta love it. Dogs gotta eat and drink. So fun. So fun. Hey guys. So that was the restaurant. The pizza. Yummy. That's the deck looking outside in Moab. That's outside. It's called Zach Restaurant. If you're ever in the Moab area, definitely go check it out. Go check it out. So yeah. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I wanted to share some more pictures maybe I could share with you guys. I saw so much on the way up here. So many beautiful things. I mean, going to Chaco Cultural Historical Park was amazing. It was amazing. Visiting El Malpais National Monument, that was incredible. I would have wanted to hike up here at El Malpais. That's a natural arch that actually exists right in the center there. Took that picture. I was just going to take a picture outside through the window and stuff because I was in a hurry. I am in Park City, Utah. That's where I'm at now, for now anyway. But yeah, I'm just amazed at the beauty of the area. And oh, here's Shadow. He's tired. Oh, he's so tired. The little guy. He's just sleeping. Sleep. And this place was incredible. The road there was kind of crazy. And I had something very unfortunate happen on my way back that I didn't want to share, but I think I'm thinking about, well, I don't know for sure if I'm going to live here, but for now I'm just going to, recover here, basically, Oh, Phoenix, how are you? I have stories to share about ancient civilizations and things. I was just blown away, literally blown away by I mean, this is from thousands of years ago, and it exists today in the New Mexico wilderness, and it was a very sacred place. This was Chaco Canyon, and it was an amazing place. The imagery, the remains of a civilization, that existed out here thousands of years ago. I mean, somebody put all those rocks together. I mean, somebody put that all together. And it's very well maintained, trying to make sure that people don't damage the site, the rocks, the stories they can tell. Just incredible. This was the first location. The walls. Yeah. I just took a ton of images. Don't like that look. But yeah, it's just scene after scene after scene after scene after scene. And you could just feel the spirits still alive, still living, although not physically there, still many souls spiritually there. And it was windy. And it's funny because anytime I've gone to a place of any kind of spiritual significance, there's always, there's always a wind blowing. I mean, look at that. That's just like, what is that, a cistern? I mean, is it for catching water? I'm not sure. But look how well preserved this all is. It's so well preserved. I mean, there was a leafy plant growing there. Yeah. The detail just blows you away. And the detail of the networking of all these buildings. I mean, this is actually here in the United States. It's not like in the Middle East. It's literally a massive piece of Native history, the Chaco culture, the Chaco people, of whom the Hopi and the Zuni and the Navajo and many, many other cultures have their origin. Look at that wall. I mean, these windows, look at that. I mean, there's wood up above that. And it was a photographer's like dreamland, taking pictures of this amazing, incredible architecture. And doesn't that look like a face or something up there on that edge up at the top there? It looks like two eyes, a nose, a neck. Oh, the stories. Oh, the stories to be told. So it goes into details about what things were. These are like petroglyphs and stuff in the walls. Hope I'm not going too fast, you guys. I just wanted to share these images with you. They're just so striking, so fascinating. Part of history that many people don't ever get a chance to see, or never will, because it is remote. It's not something that you could just, oh, let's just go to Disneyland. I mean, this place is out there and you have to know how to get there. And it's like on Navajo land. And yeah, so it's not easy to get to. Look at that. It's like a plaza area. You see the people. It tells you the scope of how large of an area this was. You know, they're little specks. And the area was pretty big. All those remains. Just some of it is falling, so they have to support it. So they have these big wooden beams supporting the backside. Hoping that it doesn't fall back and collapse. But once you're inside, there's a network of buildings inside that you climb into. And God only knows how modern this actually was, because we're seeing these remains, but you know, it doesn't, it's probably a lot more, that's nice. It's probably a lot more modern than you would think. And this is the inside of some of these buildings. And I had a chance to walk through the doors and the images of these arches and the light refracting and lighting up the textures of these beautiful walls and stonework. Just amazing. I was busy taking lots of pictures, obviously. And I love to share it with you guys. I hope you guys aren't too terribly bored. Yep. So that was on the road. On the road, traveling. That darn check engine light. The dog's sleeping. He slept a lot. The mountains with the snow. That was on my way to Flagstaff. Whoops. This is a concert I went to. I don't know, does it play? I don't know. This is a Christian music artist that I used to listen to a lot, named Stephen Curtis Chapman. Let me see if it'll play. Wonder. Are you gonna play? I thought it was more than a picture. Huh, that's weird. It's weird that it won't play. But anyway, So let's see some of the words. I look forward to hearing and seeing more. This is beautiful. Crazy how people build things. Hi, Phoenix. How are you doing? Hi. Life in Europe? No snakes? Nope, no snakes. Should have taken an offering of tobacco to the spirits. I don't want to know what they did there. I have stories. All things considered, pretty darn okay. Wish I had been to Chaco. I bet you'd know a lot if you were there from the spirits of those that have gone ahead, which all come from the Salha, Toltec, Olmec. We have been here forever. Were the stories about anything dark occurring? Sun worship. So perhaps not all so positive. Seems so much more of the southern cultures had sacrifice as part of worship. Interesting. Yeah. From what I gathered was that they said that it was kind of like a trading crossroads and stuff, and it wasn't just one particular culture of people, but it was actually a bunch of different cultures, and people came together there as kind of like a trading post of some sort. But let's see if I can show you guys. It got really pretty though yesterday after I left the concert. I'm just gonna play some of the music from the concert. Okay, here's some of it. Yeah. This is music from like way back in the like early 90s or something. So yeah, the concert was fun. I mean, it was a good time. This was the theater where it was at. It was a beautiful, smaller theater, you know. I'm walking out of the concert there.
Well, I just got out of my concert. Back there in the background. Had a good time. Got there about maybe 10 minutes later than I wanted to. But it was good. It was good. He was very, very honest and very just, he's Stephen Curtis Chapman, so he's always been such a very kind person, you know, and it's just him and his guitar. He was just like doing songs and stuff I totally remember they had a whole request time when they had people just, you know, he asked people.
Yeah, so it was good. I mean, it was, yeah, picture time. So yeah, so then the next day, I start off with this sky. It's so beautiful. You see that sky? Yeah. Is that a chemtrail sky? I don't know, but I thought it was a beautiful sky. Hopefully it's not a chemtrail sky, but it could be. So, and then snow and more snow, followed by endless road and Puppy. Oh, and the problem I had with my gas tank was not really a problem with my car. It said, tighten until one click or check engine light may turn on. So that's what the problem was. This is driving through New Mexico on the way into Navajo Nation land, Tuba City, Arizona, Sleeping Pup, more Sleeping Pup. These mountains are like, are they real? Are they concrete? Are they fake? What are they? And look at the sky. Look at the clouds, how it looks like a watercolor. I mean, the sky was just weird. You know, look at Hopi Lands. And my check engine light went away after I filled up with gas. And the sleeping dog. And I made it to Utah. Elevation what? 4,980 feet. And more sleeping dog. And more sleeping dog. Oh, that was cool. This rock. And look at these rocks. I was getting good mileage too. My car was like getting 42 miles to the gallon. I was so excited. Every time I get better, I just kept taking pictures. 42.8. I think it got all the way up to 43.4. So there I am driving. Oh, that's beautiful. That's Utah. Cool stuff. The Dinosaur Museum. That was a cute little theater in a little town where I had filled up for gas. And there was this winter storm in the spring, or spring storm, looking like winter up in the Utah mountains. Just stunning. And what is that? Good question. Natural? Fake? I don't know. More of the beautiful mountains. I just took that picture as I was driving. Now we're going into, oh, what's that look? Now we're going into Moab area, 43.2 miles to the gallon. And these rocks, look at that. It looks like a giant fortress, massive fortress. And in Moab, oh, there's that pizza place. I'm gonna zip by that. And more highway. Oh, better mileage yet. I took that picture because that's what people do in Moab. They like to go off-road riding. And more sleeping puppy. Oh. And that's where I was heading, you know, to today it's 31 degrees or 38. It's supposed to get warmer or colder, is it? Warmer? Yeah, warmer. And I'm just taking pictures, dog sleeping, more sleeping dog. All that snow, more snow. And the sunset as I'm driving. This is over in somewhere in Utah. The sky, look at that. Just if I could have shot through a clear windshield, would have been great. But oh, that's so beautiful. Look at the sky. Oh, wow. It's the first time I've seen these images. Something about snow and clouds and the sun. And then you got these wind tower things. More snow. Whoops. Oh. No, I wasn't sleeping. That was just a still. So I had to drive up this pass. This was like the last hour of my drive, going through tunnels. And this is the area close to where I'm living now. Oh, okay. So that's it. All right, you guys. I shared a lot, obviously. Well, it says one time to ratchet it. So, you know, if I try to ratchet it more than once, it doesn't do anything. Because it says it on the thing. It says, make sure it clicks one time. And I thought I did. I thought I did. Yeah, the concert was like a release for me. It was like, you know, it was one of those things where it was like connecting the past with the present, you know, and listening to that music now as the person that I am and hearing it. Because there was a song that, it was funny because back in 1980, gosh, 8, I guess, I went to go hear him for the first time, and he was in a small little Baptist country church in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And he sang the same song that he talked about that he'd written for his wife 30 years ago. And I'm thinking, okay, 1987, 87, 97, 2007, 2017. Wow, that song is like 40 years old. It's like, I'm messing it up because I do terrible with math. It's like 30 years old. How much more plenty, custard, family of fake Jesus came here and killed my family. Why? You know, one of the things that really spoke to me, Phoenix, was how when I was driving through all this like Navajo land and the area in New Mexico, Arizona, I imagined it as this barren, like bottom of the seafloor. And I thought, wow, this could literally be the bottom of a sea, you know? And you know what happened was there's this video that I shot over at Chaco talking about how this was all a part of an inland sea. And I think it downloaded up to here, but the video shows that this was definitely not, oh, I guess it's not. That's too bad. I was hoping I could find it. I know that I have it somewhere, but maybe. Photos. It's definitely there. Maybe I'll just share it on my phone. I know I have it on my phone. I don't know why it doesn't show up here. So I'll just share it. Let's see. Oh, it's on my video. The latest video I did. Yeah. If you go to my channel and you watch the latest video called A Visit to the Ancients, Chaco Canyon.
Hey, you guys, I thought this was going to be off-road, but look at this.
Trying to share.
There are ruts.
I'm back. Something happened. Like when you try to share stuff, sometimes it just freaks out. But it didn't take too long, so.
Hey, you guys, I thought this was going to be, off-road, but look at this. There are ruts in the road. I mean, this is not
I'm
easy
trying to
driving.
find that. Zoom
All this to
past.
get to that historical part. Oh my gosh. If it were to rain out here, it'd be a muddy mess. Thanks.
Okay, so this is what I'm trying to talk about. Hopefully it'll take me there. Come on. Goofy thing. Okay. Play. Okay, so what does that say? Imagine. Okay. That's crazy to think. It says, imagine that how Chacoans might have explained shark teeth and delicate spiraling auger shells found so far from the nearest seashore. Archaeologists have found marine fossils, okay, alongside ceremonial objects and sites throughout the canyon, suggesting these fossils were highly valued by the Chacoans. Now look at this picture. This is a great inland sea, and it shares, okay, down there where you see that "you are here" sign, that's where I was. So imagine this is this is the United States, and the inland sea was right up the gut here in the middle, you know? Look at that. What do you think, Phoenix? I mean, they're not hiding the fact that this was all underwater. The western interior seaway once bisected what is now the North American continent. As sea levels rose and dropped and rose again over millions of years, layers of sediment formed the rocks around you. Look closely for fossils of shells, ammonites, and shrimp burrows. I mean, that tells me right there that this was all, that whole desert Southwest was underwater. Okay, so as I'm driving, okay, I'm going to share some pictures of driving through New Mexico, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, all this land, it certainly could definitely be underwater. You know, you think about it and you go, what does stuff look like underwater? You know, and I mean, stuff like that, you know, could be underwater. That doesn't that look like that's been underwater? The way the rocks are and it's smoothed out. I mean, you would think, look at that. And that looks like it could be underwater. So all of this here could literally have been underwater. Yeah, it could literally have been underwater. We'll never know. We'll never know. But we do see that there are remains of sea life, and that's crazy. Your God wants to build you a place to live. This is when the red and blue Kachinas get here. We've been lied to in a big way. Their king got sick. They came here for a healing from our God and took over. In your mind, visualize a castle surrounded by a sea. And you'll see what this used to look like here. The other island is Asia. Contrails hide what is moving above us, Lena, Jerusalem. Remember what I said about this. I just think it's crazy. It's crazy because you drive through it and you're thinking, wait a minute. I'm walking on the seafloor right now. I'm driving on the seafloor. And that's what it looks like to me. So, interesting stuff for sure. And unless you travel through, you would never know. You would just think, oh, it's the desert Southwest. Oh, big deal. But it's like, wait a minute. It's all underwater. Like the Grand Canyon, underwater. You know, all those cities that. Oh, did you guys hear? President Trump wants to close the border. Okay, when I was there the other day, that border was so heavily secured that it was like, oh my God, they want to keep everybody in. They don't want people to get out, even if they want to get out. If they want to, it's like instead of people coming in here, I think there's going to be people that are going to want to leave, and they're not going to be able to go south and out of harm's way here in the U.S. Because, I mean, imagine the president says that he's going to close the border. What's the purpose of closing the border? Is it not so that he can bring our economy to a standstill? Because trade in North America with Mexico, United States, is huge. I mean, the price of avocados would skyrocket. The price of vegetables and price of fruit would skyrocket. Because, I mean, we get a lot of our fruit and vegetables from where? From Mexico. So many stories, many times we have died by the phoenix bird of fire. Many things have lived here. Natives crawled out of the ground, not Middle Earth. Hell. Wow. Saudi, US, Israel all lie to you and are all in this. Yes, they want you here. These men are sick. You'll find out what they've done and are doing to you. Yeah, so I'm just talking from what I saw, and what I saw down at the border was very disturbing, and a bit unnerving, but everything's got to happen. So, well, I think I'm gonna call it um, a show, and thank you guys for watching. I've got a lot of things to do. I got laundry to do. I got organizing to do. I got stuff that I need to get done, and hopefully we can get Pup on a schedule of some sort to learn how to go to the bathroom. I know it's not rocket science, but in my crazy life, it's been very challenging to do that, because I've had so many emotional things going on, and I noticed I don't usually go to M's channel, but yesterday I went to M's channel and I saw that she did a video on, her feelings and stuff with regards to going to the park and not having the memories and all that stuff. And, I just wanted to say that although everything's kind of like gone south with Em and I, and I don't really agree with the direction that they're taking their campaign against the trans community. I did love Em, and I did have parts of that relationship that were wonderful. And it was definitely a learning experience for us both. But it's a lot easier for me to be in a new area and to not have to go down the same old streets and walk the same old paths. And, because I know that Em liked to go walking with me, and we would walk all over Silver City together. And Em was very much, looked to me for direction and stuff, because she was very direction challenged, as most women happen to be. It's not the strong side of women is that direction sense. And she'd be like, at the time living as a male, I could see the certain things, and she could see certain things in me. So, I mean, we're just a pile of like beautiful, unique parts, let's just say. And I don't fit the typical mold, and well, she didn't either, but now she wants to fit the typical mold, and more power to her. I wish her well, and I do want her to be happy. I do want her to find peace. I know she's finding peace now. And it's ironic, because as much as I wanted to turn off my light and wanted to deny God and the great I am and everything in the existence and the things that I've been taught, it kind of like just rubbed off on her. And now, I mean, she's an extreme version of what I used to be or whatever. So I do wish her well, though. And if you ever watch this video, I do want to say that I love you and I miss you and I wish you well. I really do. I hope that you find everything in life that is yours to find, and that you get everything taken care of in your own personal life as well as mine. You know, I need to take care of mine. So, but no hard feelings, you know. I understand different times, different seasons, different chapters in life. But we move on and we live. Okay, well, everybody, I didn't mean to end it on a downer or anything, but I just want you guys to know that I'm okay. I'm doing as well as I could possibly be doing here in this beautiful home. And again, I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but I have other options, and I have a car, and I'm not going to ever sell it because it's my freedom, like somebody said earlier in the chat. And I'm just going to just go along with life and just let the river flow, let it lead me. And when it's time for me to go, I'll pack up my things within half a day and load them up and head out, you know. But yeah, life is good. Well, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna got dishes to clean in the fantastic kitchen. Want me to show you the kitchen? Let me show you the kitchen. Okay, so let me show you. I've got a little bit of a mess here because I'm unloading, but look at this kitchen. Wow. It's amazing. Let me show you more. I'm going to bring the brightness down. Okay. Oh my God. Seriously, it's huge. Huge kitchen. So it's nice. I'm blessed. And Puppy's down there whining. Why is he whining? Because he's down at the bottom of the stairs. And he's like, I want out, I want out, I want out. And I'm like, I don't think so. Not as long as I'm on and you're like wanting to bite things, you know. So he's got all of his chew toys, you know, down there. And we'll play. I'll get them. All right, you guys. Whoa, color, temperature went blue. Get the brightness back up. So you guys have a great afternoon. And I will see you guys. Maybe I'll show you around Park City, give you guys a clue of kind of share with you some outdoor scenes and stuff like that, or go shopping with me later this week, or I don't even know if people are skiing up on those hills. They might be, who knows? Thanks, you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.